Episode 4 is Thor. Let's do this.
And we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly away.
So, Thor, the movie came out in 2011 now. Believe it or not, I did not see it in the cinema. And you're probably wondering why. First of all, as I mentioned in the previous episodes, I did not know it was part of the universe. I did not know they were going to do Avengers movie. I didn't know they were teaming up. Even though all the clues were there, they were all connected, I still didn't know. Like, I didn't know what was coming. And as for the Thor trailers, they didn't really hype me for the movie. They didn't make me think, oh my god, I'm going to go and see this. It didn't excite me. So I didn't go and see it because I just didn't know what to think. But then I saw the Avengers trailer like a year later, and I saw Thor was in it, and I was like, okay, maybe I should have watched it. So I watched it just before the Avengers. I watched it after Captain America, which is after this one. So it's a little confusing there, but it doesn't really matter. You can still get it either way. But yeah, I'm watching it all this time though, obviously. But yeah, the first time I saw it was quite late. But when I saw it, what I thought was, well, the casting was great. Loki is, well, even now, the best Marvel, the best MCU villain for me still. Yes, I know Vulture was good in Spider-Man Homecoming. I know Hela was good in Thor Ragnarok. I know Killmonger was good in Black Panther, okay? But I still think Loki still takes the #1 spot, although he's had the most time, to be fair, and the most development as a character. So yeah, it starts with Thor getting hit by the Jane Foster and her van and Dr. Selvig, etc. Then it flashes back to everything that happened before Thor ends up on Earth. You get that flashback on Earth of Odin and his army fighting the Frost Giants. It kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones. Like, it reminds, like if the White Walkers in Game of Thrones fought against Golden Company, that's probably what it looked like. Obviously, Odin tells the story of that battle to Thor and Loki when they're kids. There's a truce between the Frost Giants and the Asgardians at this point, so there's no war, but Thor talks about, as a kid, he talks about going to war, going to battle, and Odin tells him this. He tells him a wise king never seeks out war, but he must always be ready for it, which is, well, in those times, kind of true in the olden ages of Earth and on Asgard. So Thor's about to be declared king, but then the Frost Giants attack, let in by Loki, which you find out later. But sorry, the battery ran out, I got cut off there, but where was I? The Thor's about to be declared king, and the Frost Giants, they break in to try and steal, well, what is it called? Whatever their weapon's called, that Frost Giant weapon, whatever that's called. They try and steal it. They're let in by Loki, which you find out later on that Loki let them in. But yeah, the Destroyer, that big metal thing, stopped them from taking it. So Thor is not king yet, wants to go and fight them, wants to go and fight the Frost Giants. But Odin is having none of it. They're just arguing about it. There's still a truce in place, and Odin's mentioned how they've not succeeded, they're not taken anything, everything's okay. Thor's like, no, we have to go down there, and yeah, they have a disagreement, and against Odin's orders, Thor, with his friends, who I can't name apart from Lady Sif, I know her name, apart from that I can't really name them, Thor and his friends and Loki, they go to Jotunheim, where the Frost Giants live, to attack them. And Heimdall, he lets them go because he wants to know what the Frost Giants want, so he lets them go against Odin's orders. So they ask the Frost Giants, wait, how did you get in? How did you get in? And they mention traitors. There are many traitors in Asgard, and well, we later find out that Loki was actually the traitor the whole time. But then the battle sequence starts. It was a cool battle. That's all I can say about it. Loki in the middle finds out he actually has, like, he's actually Frost Giant secretly. Odin stole him. I'll get to that later. But yeah, he kind of like, he's fighting someone, then he's got blue skin for a second, and he's like, wait a second, am I one of them? That's not what he thinks, but but he probably thought that. He probably thought, wait a second, why am I like this? But yeah, you get that battle, of course, and Thor takes out that monster, which was a pretty cool takedown. Then Odin comes and saves him. The truce is broken because of Thor, and they have a heated argument, obviously. And Thor calls him an old man and a fool. And Odin says, yes, I was a fool to think that you were ready to be king. He banishes Thor from his power, and then he banishes him to Earth, and then he banishes the hammer as well. He lets the hammer go. Before that, Odin says, I don't know the exact quote. I should know because I just heard it. But whoever is worthy of that hammer shall possess the power of Thor. So yeah, whoever's worthy, whoever can lift it up on Earth, will be worthy. And you get to see a scene of people trying to lift it up, and it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. No one can do it. And then comes, for me, the best scene in the movie. Definitely, for me, the best and most emotional scene in the movie. The scene with Loki and Odin. So Loki's trying to steal whatever the Frost Giants. What is it? What is it called, that weapon? Whatever the Frost Giant weapon is called, that big box thing. Loki's trying to steal it. Odin stops him. They have an argument. Loki asks who he is, and he finds out that he's adopted. Not only that, but one of the main reasons that Odin adopted him was because, well, he's one of the Frost Giants, so maybe one day he could use Loki to find peace between the two. To find eternal peace, basically. Eternal peace, is that the right word? To find peace between Asgard and Jotunheim for good. And Loki finds that out, and well, I can't remember every line, obviously, but it's a very emotional scene. Loki goes mental, and Odinson, he collapses. So yeah, that is a very touching and emotional scene. By far the best scene in the movie. By the way, if you want to know my thoughts on the movie, I'll mention that at the end. I usually do it at the start. I forgot to do that. I'll do it at the end, okay? So yeah, I'll mention the script first, talk about that. And obviously, great job to Tom Hiddleston for that scene as well. He literally nailed it. I don't know if you guys know, but Tom Hiddleston, he auditions for Thor. He auditioned for the hero of the movie. Ended up being the villain. I'm glad he got rejected for Thor because he plays a great Loki. Then you get some of the funniest scenes on Earth. You get Thor smashing a cup down. Another! That was a pretty good scene. Then he's like, I need a horse! Goes into a pet shop. I need a horse! Those two scenes are just like, literally, like, Marvel are really like notorious for putting a serious scene up, then a jokey scene straight after. Okay, because this was a perfect example. You had the emotional scene with Loki and Odin, the most emotional scene of Marvel so far in the universe, probably. It's a very emotional scene. Then you get Thor smashing a cup down saying, another! Literally just the scene after. People seem to think that's a Disney thing, but this was under Paramount. So Marvel were doing this before Disney. I'm just putting it out there. Also, Dr. Eric Selvig, he mentions a doctor, a scientist that S.H.I.E.L.D. were after, and he ran away. I'm pretty sure that's a reference to Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. So I didn't notice that before of all the times watching it, and now I do. Did a bunch of subtitles, because I put subtitles on just in case there's any references, and I got that. So that was a pretty cool reference. Forgot to mention the Iron Man 2 off credit scenes when Coulson finds Thor's hammer. That scene, of course, is in this movie, of course. It was connected, and somehow I didn't know until the Avengers movie. Am I stupid? Probably. So then S.H.I.E.L.D. have surrounded the hammer. They're trying to examine it. Thor tries to break in, and for the first time, we're introduced to Hawkeye. Hawkeye is there watching over the S.H.I.E.L.D. facility. He wants to shoot Thor. Coulson tells him not to. Well, he doesn't tell him not to, but he tells him not to fire yet. But yeah, that's well, it's a 2-minute introduction, but it's fine. You get to see him for the first time. You get to know that Hawkeye is in the universe, so that's pretty cool. Obviously, when Thor breaks in, he gets to the hammer. He can't lift the hammer. He gets arrested by S.H.I.E.L.D., of course. Loki turns up, not for real though. He turns up as an illusion, I guess. Loki tells Thor that Dad's dead, but he's not dead. He's in Odin's sleep. He's collapsed, yes, but he's still alive. So he's lied to him there, and he tells Thor that Loki is now the king, that Mother has banished him for good, which is all lies. Well, Loki is king at this point, to be fair, so at least that's true. Loki goes to Jotunheim after this. Then I'm skipping some scenes, I think. I'm not going to talk about the whole movie, but I'm talking about the main parts, obviously, like every episode. Why am I mentioning that? But Loki goes to Jotunheim. We find out for the first time, he's revealed that he is the traitor. Obviously, like, you kind of figured it out already, but still, you finally find out he has a deal with them to get to get them to come to Asgard. It's all part of his plan to become king. Well, he is king, but for his reign to continue, basically. So Loki tells Heimdall when he comes back from the Frost Giants, Jotunheim, that's what I should say. When he comes back to Jotunheim, Heimdall figures out, he's kind of figured out by now that it was Loki that was a traitor. And Loki just, he orders him to not let anyone out or in through the Bifrost. But in a few scenes later, Heimdall lets Thor's friends go to Earth through the Bifrost, disobeying Loki's orders, even though he's technically king. But obviously Heimdall realizes what Loki's done, so he's trying to help Thor get back to Asgard to save the day. Loki obviously sees what happens, and he goes and freezes Heimdall, releases him of his duties basically, and he's just frozen there, just standing there on the bridge like this. Loki obviously then sends the Destroyer, the big metal thing, which, how does that thing even work? I know it's magic, but still, it's really, it's a powerful thing. That's what I'm saying. If you could control it, it would be crazy. It would be crazy. But yeah, the Destroyer is sent to Earth to kill Thor, basically, to destroy. So then after a bit of destruction, Thor walks up to the Destroyer, talks to Loki through the Destroyer, and he says, whatever I've done to wrong you, I'm sorry, brother, but these people are innocent, and just take my life, spare everyone else, and be done with it. So the Destroyer kills Thor for about 30 seconds, but this is the point where he's worthy for the hammer. He is worthy at this point. He wasn't worthy before, but he is now, and the hammer from the shield facility skyrockets up down into Thor's hand, and he turns into Thor. Obviously, he's already Thor, but you know what I mean. He turns into actual Thor now. He absolutely destroys the Destroyer, which is, that wasn't even meant to be a pun. That was just that fit really well, that sentence. But yeah, he destroys the Destroyer. It was pretty. It wasn't a great fight scene, but it was pretty cool, I guess. And I noticed one more thing. As he was destroying the Destroyer, right at the end, it played the theme song of the new Marvel intro. If you watch Black Panther and listen to the Marvel intro in Black Panther, the music with the intro is the exact same music as when Thor destroys the Destroyer. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, whoa, okay, this is interesting. Did this all came from Thor? So the Frost Giants are now in Asgard, invited by Loki to kill Odin, I guess. But Heimdall unfreezes himself. Well, he doesn't unfreeze, but he managed to get out of the ice. Kills some Frost Giants, then gets Thor and his friends back to Asgard. So Laufey, I think his name is, the leader of the Frost Giants, Laufey, he almost kills Odin. Then Loki saves Odin. Loki kills Laufey to show his father that he's worthy of being king, to make himself look like a hero, basically. But that's until Thor turns up and he sees what's going on. He exposes him basically, and they get into this final battle. It was a really cool, well done final battle. It was quite short, to be fair, but still, it was it was pretty cool. It was a well-developed villain against a well-developed hero. Some great development for both characters in this movie. Obviously, Thor starts off as someone who's very cocky, very misguided, and Loki starts off as Loki, and then Loki finds out about, who he really is, and Thor, his experience on Earth makes him realize, makes him change as a person. So yeah, they're both changed in certain ways, in different ways, of course. But yeah, two well-developed characters in one movie facing off, and yeah, as I said, it was a cool fight until we get to the moments where, Thor wants to destroy the bridge. He wants to get the bridge destroyed. That's the only way, because Loki has set a plan in motion to destroy Jotunheim. The Bifrost is pointing somewhere long enough, it will start destroying it will start destroying whatever it's aimed at. So it's destroying Jotunheim. Loki says Thor can't stop it. Thor finds a way after their battle. He leaves his hammer on Loki's chest, which is quite funny, but he knows that he has to destroy the bridge to stop the Jotunheim being destroyed. Thor went from, at the beginning, wanting to fight the people in Jotunheim to saving them, which was character development, I guess. But yeah, he destroys the bridge. Loki tries to stop him, but he doesn't. The bridge is destroyed. It means he can't see Jane again, which, well, is not true. He turns up in Avengers. How does that happen though? Has that been explained in Avengers? I don't know if it was, because when he destroyed the bridge, I'm sure that meant that he couldn't see anyone anymore. But he turns up on Earth in Avengers, so I need to look that up. How does that... Is that a plot hole? I hope it's not. I hope it's been explained. So yeah, the bridge is destroyed, but Thor and Loki are about to fall into an abyss, and Odin saves them both. But Loki, he lets go. Obviously, neither Odin or Thor wanted to happen, but Loki lets go. If I watched that movie, when I watched it, I would have thought Loki died, but he didn't actually die. He obviously turns up again in the after credits scene, first of all, and of course the Avengers. I'm assuming he lands where Thanos is. It could be a reasonable explanation, right? He falls from the bridge, he lands wherever he lands, and Thanos happens to be there for some reason, and Thanos hires him to go to Earth and try and take it over, I guess. It makes sense, right? It probably makes sense. So yeah, that is pretty much all there's to talk about. There's a few scenes after, but that's basically about it. And then when the credits start, the credits are quite cool. The actual, like, the start of the credits, the visuals are actually like really cool. But yeah, then you eventually get to the after credits scene. One after credits scene, of course, right at the end of the movie. Nick Fury is there, and Dr. Selvig meets Nick Fury, and Nick Fury introduces Dr. Selvig to the first Infinity Stone that shows up. I think it's the first one, unless one turned up in Iron. I don't think anyone turned up in Iron Man. I think it's the first one that showed up. I'm pretty sure it's the Mind Stone. Yeah, the Mind Stone. I should research that more often. Like I should know what stone is what. But yeah, the blue Mind Stone. And well, Nick Fury doesn't know what it is, and he wants Dr. Selvig to find out. He said he sees it as power, unlimited power. So yeah, there's that. But it turns out Loki is mind controlling Dr. Selvig, as we would see later on in the Avengers. So this after credit scene takes place during the Avengers, like somewhere near the start of the movie, I guess. My thoughts on this movie, even though I enjoyed it, I thought it was actually average. And you're probably thinking, wait a second, Davidoff. Wait a second now. You said Incredible Hulk was average, then you said Iron Man 2 was bad. Now you're saying this is average too? Are you a Marvel hater? I'm not a Marvel hater, okay? I love Marvel. I love everything Marvel do. Their movies, their TV shows. It's great. It's great. But I'm also not biased. Okay? If I think a Marvel movie is bad or average, I will let you know that it's bad or average, okay? That's just because you love something doesn't mean you have to love everything that they do. You can have an opinion about it, you know? But yeah, I think it was pretty average actually as a movie. Considering the setting was like it was a good setting, great characters. Oh, the main cast mainly. Not Thor's friends, they were just forgettable really, but the main characters casted really well, great performances, a great location, great setting, great premise. But I don't think it was that good. Considering what it could have been, I don't think it was that good. Although it was a well told story, it was a good origin story. I just don't think it was like anything like special. I think it was pretty average. I think it could have been done better, but it's fine. It explained everything that we needed to know, and it sets up Thor in this universe. It established him in this universe, so that's a good thing. But if I were to rate it, 6 out of 10. Same with Incredible Hulk. Iron Man 2 would be a 5. So yeah. But yeah, the next movie that I'll be doing will be Captain America: First Avenger. I don't think I'll go and see it after this one, but I will see it, and you will see it this week. I'm trying to do 3 a week. I'm trying to do 3 a week until I get to phase 3. Then I might slow down a bit, because I just want to get through it a little bit quicker than usual, because I want to do other videos too. I want to do, when I'm done with all of this, I want to do a video where I rank every movie, where I rank it from 1 to 18. So I need to do that before Infinity War comes out. So I need to like get this marathon done. 3 of these a week, I guess. That should get it done, right? That should get it done. But yeah, This was your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.